Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So what we're going to be doing is a blind reaction to how to end a fight in seconds. Now these videos, let me just adjust this. Okay, here we go. These videos, I usually dislike them because they usually use they give very bad advice. And I'm kind of curious to see how Code Red Defense is going to go with this, or what direction they're going to go with this. Uh, but I can already tell you that more than likely it's just going to be a load of BS, considering the title is How to End a Fight in Seconds.
Okay guys, so we're going to be looking at how to end a fight in seconds. This is crucial when faced with a bigger and larger attacker.
Basic
The importance
bitch start,
of going
that's a red flag.
is huge when you're faced against a bigger attacker. Well, then what's the secret? How do you take out a larger, bigger attacker?
There is no secret.
Gotta hit first, man. I want to put as many odds to my face.
Okay. Don't hit first. If someone's being an asshole to you and you hit first, what happens is not only do you end up in a fight, but now he can press charges on you. Meaning, the dude that's being an asshole comes out on top. No.
Favor as
No.
possible. People say, is it a cheap shot?
Yes.
Maybe it's a cheap shot, but do I rather take a beating or take a chance of having, somebody like Gio who's literally, overweighs me by a lot more, let him hit me first, or do I go first? I'd rather hit first and take my chances. Again, you want to try to verbally diffuse a situation. You want to de-escalate, but when you've done everything you can and the attacker's no longer communicating, well, you gotta go preemptive. You gotta hit first, or you.
There is something called a defensive stance. Let me just explain this real quick. Essentially, one of the defensive stance, there are many of them I'm not going to get into, that's a whole video on its own, but one of them is doing this, alright? It is already having your hand up. Talking like this is usually a good idea, especially if you think there's going to be an altercation. Not only that, but already having one of your legs behind you, rather your southpaw or your normal whenever it comes to your boxing stance or MMA stance. You want to go ahead and have it somewhat behind you. The reason why is because if something like that happens, you already want to have a way to block, and also because throwing the first punch, like I said, that's how you get an assault charge, and that's also how you end up losing, or instead of winning that fight, even if you win that fight, you're still gonna lose in the long run. I mean, that's just
You can take a chance and say, well, I want to be a good Samaritan and I don't want to have problems with the law, and take a chance where he might go preemptive on you and he might, send you to the hospital and be like, well, at least I don't know, I'm in trouble with the law, but maybe you're like, in a, with a broken nose, broken jaw, and sucking through a a straw too. But that's really your decision. But what I would do, I would go preemptive and I would hit first. You're faced with a large attacker. What is the secret? I'll give you guys
there's no secret.
some of the most important first strikes. The first one is the headbutt. Top of the head.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and explain this. Headbutts are horrible. Unless you know how to actually headbutt someone, never headbutt. I guarantee you he's gonna say the same thing that everyone else says, and that is to go forward with your headbutt. The thing about going forward with your headbutt is, especially because a lot of people, they're tempted to put a lot of power behind it when you shouldn't. If they back up, what happens is now the top of your head is exposed, and if they have any form of martial arts training, they're automatically gonna throw a knee into your face, because you've created an opening. And not only that, but when your headbutt, you're supposed to go down and then you're supposed to spring forward with your neck aligned to your head. That prevents a lot of problems from happening. And not only that, but a headbutt doesn't have to be hard. Usually just going medium, like a medium power in a headbutt is enough to knock someone off of their game. And here's the thing, it should never be your first strike. That's only good if you're in the middle of a fight.
In the facial area. What do? If I'm talking to my attacker, boom, headbutt, right into the nose, right into the face. I could go from here, natural stance where I need to grab, or I can grab the person and go straight into the headbutt. However, you remember, if I grab him, he might flinch. If he flinches and his
That's
head
how you
comes
get a
down
concussion.
for a headbutt, I might take the shot. So I want to be careful. So if I'm going to set up a headbutt, I'll start talking first a little bit slowly to bring him down. I'm going to start tilting my head down like I'm talking to him. I won't make an eye contact. Whack! I'm just going to explode straight into the facial area.
If you notice what he's doing, he's not only is he at a distance when he does that, but he's also, while he is keeping his head down, that's going to cause someone to do this. they're going to still try to make eye contact with you. A lot of times, their head is going to tilt down, which is really, really fucking bad.
You have what? Double palm strike. So if I'm faced again here with my attacker, one hand will come forward, the other one will come back, and I'm gonna snap the neck, driving the power forward, snapping the head back, creating a lot of damage right into the head. You got hammer.
Okay, welcome to Fighting Physics class. Today we're going to be talking about how fucking false the information he just gave was. Last time I checked, doing a double palm strike to the head doesn't do damage to their head, and instead does damage to their neck. So, I don't know where he's getting that from. I'm going to be honest here. I don't like that. Just the fact that he says that shows that he doesn't exactly know. Okay, that just completely messes with his credibility, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's basic knowledge and basic understanding of the human body to know that doing this is not going to do damage to their head, but instead going to be damage to their neck, or do damage to their neck.
Hammer fist. So if I'm here, I'm talking to the attacker, boom, straight into the bridge of the nose. Right? Again, hammer fist is a very powerful strike.
The reason why hammer fist is a powerful strike is because usually the hammer fist is done in a driving fashion. For example, if you were to do something like a lead hammer fist, a lot of times it is an outwards motion, but there's enough distance between their head and your hand to build up momentum. That is why it's a powerful strike. That's like saying having someone's face being like a couple inches away from the elbow and still throwing an elbow is going to do the same amount of damage as throwing an elbow whenever you are actually able to get enough momentum and have enough space. Not only that, but a lot of times when you see a hammer fist used, it starts above the head and it is in a downward motion. That is extremely false because, like I said, you're not going to get as much momentum doing that as you are doing that or doing a lead. I mean, it's just... that makes absolutely no sense.
Strike, right? So if I'm here, I'll go straight into the bridge of the nose. From there, the fight doesn't end. I always say, no matter what striking is going to be your first strike, I look at it as a machine gun. If I'm going to headbutt, I'm not just going to headbutt. If I headbutt, I'm going to
Did you just say it's going to
be
end?
your first strike. To the bridge of the nose. From there, the fight doesn't end. I always say, no matter what striking is going to be your first strike, I look at it as a machine gun. If I'm going to headbutt, I'm not just going to headbutt. If I headbutt,
I hope
you
didn't say that the fight will end after that.
I want to make sure
I hope to
that
God
I don't
you
give
didn't
him
just
1
say that.
second to gain any kind of momentum. I want to disorient him as quickly as possible and hit him with big blows and finish the fight. So you got your headbutt, you got your double palm strike, you got your hammer fist, elbows, man, right? So if I'm here and I'm talking, I could elbow right through the center line. Again, very devastating blow because it's so non-telegraphic. It's not coming.
Let me explain something to you all. There's a reason why you don't always see someone do this, alright? Let me show you. Doing that quickly, especially driving up, if they're bigger than you, that's not going to always work out well. The thing with an elbow is that elbows are thrown either over top or from the side, and there's a reason for that. And the reason why is because you have enough time to get momentum. The thing with throwing something like that, it may startle them for a second, but it's not going to do anywhere near as damage as throwing it from the side. And yet again, an elbow is not the first type of strike that you want to throw in a fight to begin with.
Around. It's coming straight through the middle, so it's just this. I'll go right into the chin, boom, snapping his head back. Okay? So those are some of the most devastating blows that you can do in a street fight.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. No. Alright, just no. I mean, yeah, they're devastating blows, but for the first, punch, no. You don't want to do that. Usually, if you're going to throw the first punch, either do a cross or a jab, okay? It's simple. If you're going to throw the first punch, do something simple, do something quick, alright? Don't do this, don't do that, and have a couple of inches for you to gain momentum, and you sure as hell do not need to slam your head forward like you were at a fucking heavy metal concert, okay? Just know. Just go into a defensive stance and don't throw the first punch, alright? Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.